stepped out in the UAE for the first time, I felt a connection with this land.
That time?
I was 18. And that jump from buying locally to starting the import of the Mexican avocados, it was a very wise decision.
Like we promised that we are going to be bringing high professionals to teach us and also get inspired from their story. Today is a big takeout. Following or joining with me is Catalina Oñate, a CEO, business founder of Best of Latina Foodstuff. Today we are going to learn a big deal from her. We are going to learn from her story. I must be frank with you. When I saw her profile, because I have to research and read about her, when I saw her profile, I almost get anxiety almost took over me. I got very anxious to interview her, but we are here because of you. So we are going to do what we promised that we will do for you every week. That is getting people to tell their story, and you'll be inspired. Also learn from her. Catalina Oñate.
Victor.
Yes.
Oñate, yeah.
Welcome to Vicinfluential.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Can we meet you?
Yes, of course. A pleasure.
Yes. So can you tell us how you started, your name and where you come from?
Well, my name is Catalina Oñate, originally coming from Bogota, Colombia, the capital of Colombia.
Yeah.
I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So when I was studying, I was feeling like that connection with food, because my grandmother from my mom's side was a famous chef in Bogota.
Yes.
Back in the 70s. And she was cooking for the presidents at that time. So my mom was learning a lot from her.
Yeah.
So food started to get my attention. And at one point I said, I want to become a chef. Although my parents were entrepreneurs, I said, no, studying business, it was not my plan. And I said, I want to become a chef. My dad said, no, you will not be a chef. You will not be in a kitchen. You study business. I didn't want to. However, this entrepreneurship started with me, or in my veins, since I was in the school.
Yeah.
I remember I was selling stuff among my friends in the school. I did the same in the university. So, well, long story short, I started studying business.
And you read business management?
I studied business management.
Okay.
In Colombia.
But your passion for food couldn't let you.
Yes. So I studied a business administration that was allowing me to have like an specialization. And I went for food services.
Yes.
Right. So I was, okay, if I'm not a chef, at least I want to be in a hotel as an F&B director or something like that. So being in Colombia at that time, it was difficult to really learn English because your life is in Spanish. So I said, if I see myself working in a hotel, I need to learn English. And then I said, okay, I completed 4 of the 5 years at the university, and I said, I'm going to London to learn perfectly English, and that this is what I did. So until the 4th year of the university, I flew to London. My first experience abroad, that was January 2003. January 2003, I studied English. I was working as well as catering assistant. And my hobby was playing saxophone when I was in Colombia. And that was actually what brought me to the UAE. Because being in London, I got in contact with my friends, the ones that I used to play with in Colombia, and they said, we are in Ras Al Khaimah. I said, Rasque? What is that? Ras Al Khaimah, we are the resident band of a Hilton hotel in the UAE, in the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah. So for my holidays being in London, I came to Ras Al Khaimah, and I said, well, it's a hotel. And I brought my saxophone and I was playing with them for a while. It was just probably 5 days. But I met the F&B manager of the hotel. He was also the manager of my friends. And he said, what do you do? I said, no, I studied business, but I love hotels and I'm looking for an internship. He gave me his business card. He said, contact me once you are done with your studies in London, join us. So it was an amazing guy. Remco, he's still around. We are still in contact. And he gave me an opportunity. I went back to London. And in November 2003, I landed in the UAE. And since then, my journey started here.
When you traveled to London, why you didn't join a movie academy? You have a great personality.
You know what? In London, I was most of the time very depressed because it was my first time alone. Well, I was with a cousin of mine. I was not completely alone, but I was feeling very lonely because I was just going from home to the English Institute and then coming back home. After some months of being in London, I got a job. And then, first of all, cleaning. My English was not good at all. So I'm proud I can say I was cleaning like anyone who is starting, right? So that was the easy way of getting some money, not depending on your parents only. And then I worked for a catering company. At that time, it was like, okay, I'm feeling okay. But I never really liked living there at that time. Probably my mindset was still like very much missing family. But when I came and I stepped out in the UAE for the first time, I felt a connection with this land.
That time?
I was 18.
18,
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a bit lonely and skeptical. Calling mommy every day.
Exactly, and crying, and it was But I think that part of my life built up my personality. So when I came, I was not missing anyone here. It was like I belong here, kind of a thing I was feeling.
And here in UAE, you have so much nationalities.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was, let's say, a bit boring. It was just different. Today, if you go to Ras Al Khaimah, it's very well developed. There are many more projects coming up. At that time, sand. There are few hotels.
It was still coming up that time.
Exactly. Yes. At that time, Sheikh Zayed Road was only Emirates Towers. I don't remember seeing much. And then at that time, Burj Al Arab was already there. But next to Burj Al Arab in Jumeirah, nothing else. There was a very old Hard Rock cafe at that time also there, adjacent in the Jumeirah Road.
He has a project in mind and he's just focused on developing Dubai.
Exactly.
Dubai. This is great. How did you come about Best of Latinas Foodstuff?
So, well, working for the hotel Hilton in Ras Al Khaimah, part of my internship was all about F&B. But one part I said I want to be in the kitchen. I want to feel how the chefs feel, how their life is about. And then I was becoming very close to the chefs, to executive chefs. And at that time, if today the UAE is importing quite a lot, talking about food. At that time, the only company producing things here were probably one juice company, Barakat, that since then is there. Probably the companies that are producing camel's milk, and that's it. But everything was 100% imported. So I said, Latin America has a lot to offer. Fruits, vegetables, flavors. I said, why not to think of the possibility of bringing products? So with that idea, I met people working as traders.
Mm.
And that was actually my family business. The business where I grew up, they were putting the small prom, and I grew up in the company business of my family, and they were a trading company. So I found myself. I found like different synergies and influences being here, my past. And I said, yeah, why not? However, I went back to Colombia. I joined Hilton in Cartagena. I was working for them for about 3 years, and I said, no more hotels, no more hotels. I was overlooking the F&B operation.
There is a lady that wanted to come and do a training in my kitchen. So the day she came to meet my chef, the kitchen was busy. Everybody was shouting, my chef was shouting. She said, no, I don't think I can do this. So she went back and she left and she never came back. Yeah. So life is crazy. Some people like it. I like it. You know, you have to be strong.
Very.
To work in a busy kitchen.
Very, yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah, so in Colombia, I wasn't a chef. I was like the executive maitre d'. And I was very much as well the F&B manager assistant, but the operation in that Hilton in Cartagena is super busy. The Colombian beauty contest happens every year, well, at that time in that hotel. So the operation was crazy. And I just felt it was a good experience, but I don't see myself doing this my whole life. So I was in Cartagena in the Caribbean. My family is in Bogota, in the capital. So I said, let me find something else. My family were like, are you crazy? Hilton is an international company. Today you are here, tomorrow you can be anywhere else. I said, it doesn't depend on the company I'm working for. That depends on me. So I told my dad, from business mind to business mind, I want to start something. And he said, what do you want? And I said, a trading business in the UAE, where at the beginning, my thought was to stay in Colombia, but finding companies in the UAE interested in importing the products and having the knowledge. I will represent companies and I will export the products from Colombia to the UAE.
Yeah. That's how you started?
So that was the initial idea. So my dad said, okay. And being working for the hotel gave me the vision of who my target clients will be. So I said, I don't see Colombian products or Latin American products on the shelves of the supermarkets because it's still Latinos. We are minority here. We are not majority. So I said, no, my clients will be hotels and restaurants. And I'll be able to talk, being a hotelier, I know what they need, how they need it. Yeah. So I started an exercise of participating in food exhibitions. So from 2007, I participated in the first exhibition in Abu Dhabi. And I came with an amazing portfolio of exotic fruits from Colombia. And I started to investigate the market with a business view, is reality, if this can be happening? Exactly. So I said, okay, I got in contact with people, blah, blah, blah. Well, in total, I completed 5 exhibitions, 3 in Abu Dhabi, 1 in Doha even. I went to Doha one time. And my last exhibition was Gulf Food, February 2011. So what I saw after these 5 years, from 2007 until 2011, was that there was really a need of authentic Latin American flavors. Yes. Because Latin American restaurants, you could find some. For example, Maya at that time was already there. I was going to eat there at that time, and Richard Sandoval, who opened it, he was crazy. No offer of Latin American or Mexican products. I was going to other restaurants to order a chicken taco. It was more a chicken curry on a tortilla, on an American wrap. So I said, no, there is a lot to be done here. Yeah. And then 2011, I called my dad after the exhibition and I said, I don't find any company interested in importing our items, but I will bring them. I will be the best person to sell what Latin America is about in terms of flavors.
Yeah.
And I was happy to find more Latin American chefs. So I stayed that 2011. I opened an office in a free zone in Sharjah. I appointed a distributor and I started. So at the beginning, my offer was very Colombian. So it was the corn flour to make our traditional arepas, this cornbread. I imported some fruit pulps out of exotic fruits to prepare juices. We have something in Colombia called arequipe, which is a milk caramel, the same that we produce with different names in Mexico, in Argentina, but it's the same. It's a base of a natural caramel. It's a mix of sugar and milk. Palm hearts. And well, that was my starting point. So I started, I think I lost the 2 containers we imported because it was not really what the market was demanding in terms of products. Yes, Latin America was having a space, but then I opened my eyes to Peruvian restaurants. The Peruvian boom, the boom of the Peruvian cuisine was starting.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I found Toro Toro, the first Peruvian restaurant in Grosvenor House.
Toro Toro.
Toro Toro. I met Chef Alfredo, whom is still my client, and we are good friends as well. And then I saw the opportunity of Peru, so I started looking at Peru. And we left Colombian products aside, and we started with Peru, with the cancha, the giant corn for the bar, then the pastes of the ají amarillo, rocoto, and my journey through the amazing Peruvian gastronomy started. And then we started Peruvian products. And then one of my strategies was always to listen to my customers.
Yes.
I have the ability to become friend of my clients. And then they started, why don't you bring fruits? And I said, yeah, actually fruits was my first product in an exhibition. So I started bringing granadillas, yellow passion fruits, maracujas. And it was a very, very important milestone in my history, let's say, of bringing products. I can proudly say we were the first ones bringing these fruits. After that, of course, the big companies here were importing directly.
Not we were, I was.
No, I say my team. Because believe me, Victor, all my dreams will never have been crystallized if it is not because of my team.
You had team from the first?
I had at the beginning, yes, of course, the team at the beginning was very little. One driver. I was doing invoices. I was going to the airport to collect the cargo. But there was always someone, right? A driver, and then later on a junior accountant. So Best of Latin started to get a shape of a company, right? Rather than ideas. So we started with the fruits. And the fruits opened many doors. Stefan. When I presented him the fruits, he said, wow. So Westin was one of my clients. And slowly, Jumeirah Hotels. At that time, Chef Luca in Emirates Towers.
I was sending this video. Yes, right.
And he was super happy with the products. And then I asked him, can you share with me the details of the other Jumeirah chefs? He did it. So it was amazing. And slowly, I remember I met also with exotic fruits, Chef Phil and Isu when they were in La Serre. And I started to be known for bringing different products and products that really represent who we are as Latin Americans. And then bringing fresh produce, and then also starting with the Peruvian products. Then Koya started. Koya contacted us. At that time, we were not having so many Peruvian products, but then we saw the potential. We did our research and we gathered all the products that they were requiring. There were, of course, different companies listed to be the supplier of the Peruvian products. And very lucky we got it. So since then, of course, starting with Koya until today was also an amazing opportunity for us to be in different places, to be known as one of their suppliers or the supplier for the Peruvian items. And then having the fresh produce, the exotic fruits from Colombia, one chef, Chef Alex, who is today the owner of Bibi's.
He's the owner right now.
Yeah, he was at that time chef in Soko. I don't remember exactly the name of the Japanese restaurant in the Boulevard, in the IFC. It was a Japanese restaurant. He said, you are bringing fruits from Colombia. What about avocados? I said, avocados? At that time, Colombia was not exporting many avocados. At that time, we were not touching still Mexican products. And he said, the company or the supplier that is able to offer a good avocado will have the market. I said, really? He said, yeah. And I said, okay, let's try. So I said, okay, let me start. Avocado was something that I never thought of. Never. I said, avocados. Well, so my suppliers of the exotic fruits from Colombia, I told them, do you do avocados? They said, no, we don't do avocados. They were having fruits in Colombia and Ecuador. We were working with both origins. And I said, avocados. But I was very close to them. And they said, we will introduce you to someone that knows very much the avocado business very well. He is in Switzerland and he can tell you how the business of the avocado is. I said, okay, so I met this person, Frank is his name, and he is the king of the exotics in Europe. So he told me, Catalina, an avocado is a very delicate fruit, like bananas and mangoes. Those are the tropicals, the kings of the tropical fruits, avocados, bananas, and mangoes. The important thing is not much the product, but the ripening. The product can be amazing, but if you don't do a proper ripening, you will fail. And I said, ripening. I'm starting to touch things that I never did before. And he took me through the process of knowing how the ripening works, how it should be. And I said, okay, let's start. Although I said that's a bit difficult. So I said, okay, let's start importing avocados. My first orders came from Spain, and the avocados were pre-ripe. So they were doing a pre-ripening in origin in Malaga. They were triggering the ripening, and I was receiving them still green, but to do the rest. Oh my goodness. It was lost after lost because it was very difficult to say the avocado is good or it is not good. Well, so then with that idea, knowing the ripening is important, I was buying avocados from the local market in Alahuir. So I was buying them green, Mexican, because then I started to study Mexican are the best avocados, higher oil content, supply all over the year. So I said, okay, let's start with Mexican avocados, buying them locally to also minimize the cost and the risk.
Yes.
I buy small quantities, let's see how it works. And it was trial and error until I started. The avocados were very good quality. We were ripening, not in the best way, but we were putting them in the vans, closing the doors. Let's see if they ripe next day, still green. So, and then I said, okay, we were doing okay, not massively well, but I said, okay, so now let me try contacting Mexican growers so I can learn more from them. And that jump from buying locally to starting the import of the Mexican avocados, it was a very wise decision because I came to know the grower. And then I understood that besides the important part of the ripening, the essential part, like the core of knowing properly the avocado business, is in the farmer. The farmer can tell me what is the oil content of the avocado, how the season is doing. It's raining, it's dry, what nutrients he's putting in the plant. So I understood that the success is having the grower as my friend, understanding exactly how the growing process is doing.
Yeah.
We say a fruit is sweet or not, depending on the bricks, right? In avocados, a good avocado should be high in oil. Oil content should be high.
Yeah.
And then there are different ways of ripening avocados depending on the oil content. So I went through that process, and that was the key to success.
And the other foodstuffs, how are they doing?
The other companies, you mean? Well, it was very funny when we finally understood how the avocado business worked.
Yeah.
We were talking to chefs, and they were telling us when we receive fruits and vegetables, avocados are one of them. So in the past, the suppliers were just distributing fruit and vegetables, avocados green as they reach. So the chefs were struggling putting the avocados in the oven or the boxes up there in the pantries just for the avocado to be ready.
Yes, cannot put it in the chiller.
Exactly. So once we realized how the job should be done, it was not only the avocado, but a solution for the chef. Receiving green avocados is like, I feel the chefs want to throw it on the head of the supplier. Tell me, what can I do with that? Or the opposite, overripe, right? So we said, no, we manage the ripening. And besides managing the ripening, we started with a very interesting differentiation. If the avocado goes for guacamole, avocado toast, or juices, smoothies, we have a certain grade of ripening. And if the avocado goes for sushi, pokes, or salads, is ready to eat but firmer, so you guys can do nice slices, cubes. So by doing that, we started to become very famous.
And you were known now. You are known. This is what do you offer right now?
So right now we have obviously our avocados, the avocados from Mexico, perfectly ripened.
Yeah.
Mexican products, all the peppers, habaneros, poblanos, jalapenos, well, everything. Along the Mexican range, this year we partnered up with an authentic tortilleria. They are producing authentic Mexican tortillas made of pure corn.
Yeah.
So we import the corn, the blue, the red, the white corn. We have the molino where we are grounding the corn, and we offer like tortillas that taste like you are in Mexico. So that's Mexican line. From Peru, we are importing in fresh ají amarillo, rocoto, limo, obviously the choclo, all the dry items from the Peruvian cuisine, quinoas, and all this. We have acai from Brazil. We have as well the juices, cold pressed juices, which is coming from my recently merge. I merged with another company called Essentially. Essentially, it's another company, and we merged.
Yeah.
So we partnered up because there are many synergies. Currently, they produce juices, cold pressed juices, single flavors, mixes, shots. We have also a line with collagen, protein bars. So where we saw the synergy is because they have a technology that I was the first one bringing to the UAE, which is called HPP. So HPP stands for high pressure processing. In 2017, I wanted to do something else. Working with avocado, you realize that you want to go beyond. Okay, we do properly the ripening. We are keeping the chefs happy. We have a good supply, good relationship with the farms. What else? Because you see many companies are also starting to offer ready-to-eat avocados. So we said, what else? So thinking of offering a ready-to-eat avocado guacamole needs a technology. A technology that allows the avocado to be fresh, to be preserved without adding chemicals. the guacamoles that today you find on the shelves of the supermarkets. You read, and it has everything except avocados, or it has, but in minimum quantities. But to preserve the avocado and avoid the browning, they are adding sorbates, chemicals. Well, so I said HPP gives you the possibility to offer a clean product for a good period of time. I'm talking about more than 30 days without adding chemicals. So the same guacamole that you are preparing fresh, you can have it like opening a yogurt, but it's guacamole and it's fresh.
And no preserving chemicals.
No preservatives, no, absolutely nothing. So that was my idea when I opened the company here. I brought the first HPP machine, not under Best of Latin, but a different partnership. At the beginning, we were a tolling facility, so we were offering the HPP service to other companies. So, for example, in a juice, you can use also the technology. You place the bottles of the finished product, the juice, on a vessel. It goes inside the machine. And the technology, what it does is it works with hydrostatic pressure, isostatic pressure, powered by water. And the levels of pressure that the product is facing is up to 6,000 bars. At those levels of pressure, all the bacteria and microorganisms get inactivated or killed. And in the end, what spoils a food item is the growth of bacteria. So you have a product at the end of the process that is keeping all the nutritional value, all the flavor, but without bacteria. Without microorganisms. So a normal juice, squeezed, let's say orange juice, 3 days of shelf life, it goes from 3 to up to 18, 20 days of shelf life. So I was offering this service, and essentially was one of my customers. They were processing the juices in our facility, and we became friends. My partnership with this HPP project that I had, it didn't work with the partner that I had. Things happened, and we just had to separate our paths. And I continued just focused on my Best of Latin. But then essentially contacted me after some time. They said, Catalina, would you like to go back to your idea of producing products with the HPP? I said, I would love to, but we need the HPP machine. They said, we have ours now. So I said, okay, that's great. So we started in conversations, how do we do it? And then at last we saw that both companies were having a lot of synergies. We could develop even more products together because we talk about food security, clean products, clean labels. So it goes even beyond only avocado products. So we said, okay, let's do it. May this year, we merged, and we are together. So our offer is increasing, and we are working on many new projects.
Yes. I want to ask, how can a beginner, somebody, seeing where you started and where you are now, that means you have much experience. If somebody wants to start here now, a business, what idea would you give that person?
What idea?
What advice will you give that person, knowing where you come from, the things that you tried that did not work? Where should the person go? Is it a start importing, doing research? What should the person do first?
The most important is to have that burning desire. That thing that is pushing us to do the things that we want, even though our closest people are telling us, don't do it. That is the first thing, like follow your dreams, that burning desire to wanting to do something else. Like you started very early, and now you are here because you have that burning desire of doing something else, right? So keeping that burning desire alive is key. And then I will say, make failure part of your journey. There is no success without failure. I had to fail 1,000 times in the avocado, having nightmares, seeing black avocados, having complaints, probably having to change supplier because of in any situation. And I understood that once you fail is because something good is coming. So having failure, it doesn't mean I'm done. No, it means you have to even continue stronger, because when you fail, you become stronger. So, and then finally, something that it really works for me is visualizing the things. We are really creators of our reality. That thing that is lack, or that I was there and the opportunity was there, I don't think is that way. I mean, we create our own opportunities. Since I was in Colombia, I was visualizing myself here when it was only a dream. And now I'm here.
Yeah.
After I failed my initial idea of the HPP business, I kept on visualizing myself having my own HPP facility. Today, I have it along with my partners. And all that is aligning yourself to what you really are.
Yeah.
You are pure potential. We are all pure potential. We are divine beings, and anything we want to achieve, we can do it. The important thing is to know, to have that power, and to know that we are able to achieve anything we want.
Yeah. You are one of the 200 women leader in the world, right?
Yes.
So how did that come about?
My first appearance in magazines, it was probably, when was that? 2017, in the Entrepreneur. One of the offices in India, and they contacted me. So being in an Entrepreneur magazine, it made me famous, let's say, or like I started to appear in LinkedIn. I worked more on my LinkedIn, like showcasing what we are doing.
Okay.
And then Forbes Colombia contacted me also. I think that was last year. And I featured in Forbes Colombia as well. They were telling about the successful story of the Latin American lady bringing Latin American flavors to the Middle East. And then White Page International found me in LinkedIn and in media and in Instagram, and they said, we want to know more about yourself. Share with us your profile, and of course there are many more ladies on the list. And I was selected. Yeah.
That is great. And I'm here now interviewing you. You know, why I say that is because a year and 1 month ago, I was doing street interview. Yeah, I was going on the streets, asking people, tell people, I would like to ask you this. Are you okay? If the person is okay with that, we'll go by the corner. I will interview the person, ask the person. So, but I cannot sleep because I'm not doing podcast. I have to keep on pushing, I told myself, the only thing, if you want to have a podcast, the only thing you should do is keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you post it, somebody see it or not. Just, you have to go out, ask so many people. Sometimes I will go out 2-3 hours, there is no one to interview. Everybody I asked will say, no, I don't want, I'm camera shy, something like that. But exactly a year, because it started last year, November. So now it's December, I am here interviewing one of the 200 women leader in the world. That's correct, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm a CEO and a business developer. It's something to be proud of. I should say it's something to be proud of.
Thank you.
Knowing where I come from, and you are open-minded.
Very much.
People have told you that before, right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, especially in my family.
Yeah, you are very open-minded, and how we get to contact and message back. Okay, Victor, you can be messaging me with my line so that it will be easy. I say, okay, this is somebody I should. Being a business owner, she's been here for a very long time. This is somebody you should try not to lose her contact. And so on the podcast today, I'm going to ask you, how can you're already a business owner, you know how UAE run. How can we continue this relationship? How should I try, or the things to do to sustain this?
The podcast.
No, our contact.
Our contact, you and me.
Help you, how should we stay on this to make it sustainable and last long.
Amazing. No, I was just telling you, the podcast is something that a general podcast is something that people wants to listen,
Yeah.
even if they don't have time. I am one of the people that when I am in my car, rarely I play music, but I like listening to podcasts, because in podcasts you can listen and you can learn from others.
Yes.
You don't know, you are probably an inspiration of somebody that feels defeated. And if you ask me how we can keep this relationship, I would love to be in a podcast one day.
So you like to be coming regularly?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Yeah, that will be great. I'm very interested to know more about the life of the chefs.
Of the chefs?
Every one of them has helped me to be here. So I want to know also from them. And also my wish as a kid was to be a chef, just to know more about them. So count on me. That will be amazing.
They grew up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was the thing that pushed them to be a chef?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
the majority are men, and that's something fascinating to me. I see a chef like an artist, because in the end you are passionate about something, and you create it with the ingredients, and that passion is transforming in food that people taste.
Yes.
Right? So count on me. I mean, always a podcast is something that really people want to listen to.
You are here with your family?
I got married 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
I am married. My husband is from Egypt,
Okay.
and we have a son. He's 5 years old.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gabriel, my brother, he joined me probably, I don't remember exactly when, but probably it's going to be like 10 years ago, 10 years.
He's in Dubai now.
He's in Dubai with me. Yeah, he works for BLF as well. He is now the one that has the chance to meet all the chefs and visiting them. He's the executive, exactly, the sales of the company, and he does great. He also loves being in contact with the chefs.
What do you miss about Colombia?
My family. My family, yeah. My parents got divorced, so I have my dad, my mom, and my stepfather. I love them very much, and I have a very huge family, cousins, and my cousins have kids already. That's what I miss. That's what I miss. Most of my family is in Colombia. Some cousins are all over the world as well. But to me, Colombia is family. It's family. It's really what I miss from Colombia. But I'm happy to have a second home.
What about your culture? You know, you have an orange or yellow.
And we are yellow, blue, red, our flag. Yes.
Because you always colorful people, you having a carnival, you having everybody will be like wearing the same thing. Or
there are many carnivals. Yeah, for example, the Carnaval of Barranquilla, that happens every February, and it's a complete party. So that always happens there. Many people come from abroad.
Yeah.
In Medellin, we have something very special, and it's all about flowers. Colombia is one of the biggest flower exporters, and again, many well-known artists and singers are coming to perform, and it's a complete party. And again, many tourists are coming just to be in that fair, in that party.
Yeah.
And in Cali, there is another fair, another carnival. That one I think is in December, right, in January.
Yeah.
And that one is all about salsa. In Colombia, Cali is the place of the salsa. So all the artists and that salsa is something that I have seen many people in the world want to learn how to dance.
Yeah.
So Cali is the place to dance salsa. Yeah. So yeah, we are very well known for all these parties and
there are sometimes your family get together also, right?
Yes. This year I have the blessing of having my mom. She's here with us. She's gonna spend Christmas and New Year's Eve. I think it's been probably 15 years that I don't have my parents one of them close to me for this special season. So yeah, that's what I miss.
If you want to eat, when you want to eat Colombia food and you don't want to cook it, where do you go?
There is a small restaurant here called the name will come. They are offering many Colombian dishes. Our traditional bandeja
tacos is-
paisa. The tacos is Mexican.
Oh, okay.
So what that you said it very, very right. Colombian food is not really well known abroad because Mexicans and Peruvians found a way to know what they are most famous for, like ceviches,
Yes.
tacos, right? Colombia is very different. We have arepas. Venezuela also has arepas. Arepas is a cornbread that in Colombia we have thousands of arepas. So depending on the type of the corn, you have an arepa. You can stuff them with cheese. You have yellow arepa or a white arepa, just with butter. Arepa huevo. Arepa huevo is typical from the Caribbean. Cartagena, Santa Marta, Barranquilla, the top of Colombia, and is the yellow corn. They put an egg inside, they close it, and it's deep fried. It's delicious. So, but these kind of things are are so Colombian and are not really being exported. So it's difficult to say like what Colombia is famous for, but the restaurant that I'm telling you here, they have they have the arepas, they have arepa huevo, the one with the egg inside. They have bistec a caballo, which is basically shredded beef with an egg on top and rice. Our bandeja paisa, the paisa dish, which is traditional from Medellin, and is a mix of, pork skin. It has a sausage, rice, beans, fried egg, half avocado, and a minced beef. So it's a massive plate, but we love it.
This rice with meat inside with a beef inside is your rice or Mexican rice?
The beef with the rice is more Cuban.
Okay.
It's like ropa vieja. So it's rice with the black beans and then the pulled beef, the shredded beef.
Yes.
That's more Cuban. I think you mean the ropa vieja.
In Nigeria, we're calling it a Mexican rice.
Mexican rice.
In my country, we're calling it a Mexican.
The thing is that Mexico has done a massive publicity and marketing out of their food that anything Latin American for other people is Mexican.
I think it's coming from movie.
Yes, also.
Yeah.
And also the Americans.
Yes.
Because the Americans are very much into Mexican food.
Yes.
And it's like the thing to try and the food to go and try and eat. So yeah. That's where it's coming from.
So what is the next plan for Best of Latina Foodstuff?
The next plan for Best of Latin is continue with the innovation of what else we can do with the avocado. Recently, we are discovering that there are more things in an avocado than just the green flesh.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you our secrets, but we want to use the avocado completely. And I'm saying the pit, the skin, and the flesh. And it also put us in a level of sustainability and zero waste. And that's the new thing that we are working on. The development as well of ready-to-eat Latin American recipes and things that you can just open and enjoy them. Clean, no chemicals, no preservatives. So the list is very long, but very exciting because the idea is just to do more than the avocado, more than the ingredients, but now we are going into production. Yeah.
So if and somebody watch this video and they want to get in touch, how would they get in touch?
My Instagram is there. I'll give you the details. I think is catalina.onate. Happy to talk to anybody. My email, my mobile number. Happy to share more information.
You gave me gifts when you came. Can you you tell us about this color? What inspired? Did you make this yourself?
No.
What inspired this?
Okay, so I will tell you. This is a traditional mochila. A mochila is a bag that is done handmade. So our handcrafters in Colombia are using natural colors and all the material, and they are sewing it by hand, and they are super colorful. They are beautiful. They are mainly coming from the Santa Marta region, also in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And I decided to bring you that as a gift, same as the bracelet that you are wearing. Yeah, so that is also from one of our tribes, the Senu, they are called. And that is coming from a root of a plant called caña flecha. Something that is very famous in Colombia is the twisted hat, the sombrero volteado. And the same, I will show you once what a sombrero volteado is. And the same material that they use for the hat, they are using it on bracelets. And it's very Colombian, so that's the Christmas gift for most of our customers this year.
Yes. I am so blessed.
No, my pleasure. And it's just a thank you for having me.
They use it if they are going to the beach.
Yes, to the beach, and we still have some we still have some in indigenous groups.
Yeah.
And you see them in the Sierra Nevada in Santa Marta, in the top of the mountains, and they are still using those ones.
Yes.
Probably not that colorful, but like pale colors. But is what we use, yeah. And when you
make pajamas like this, right?
Not really, no. That type of textile is mainly for bags, for belts, like small bags as well for the coins, like wallets. Exactly, it's more that, yeah.
Okay, we are going to bring our segment to a close. I am so much overwhelmed that you are here. I seriously cannot believe that you're here. It gives me more strength and joy. I told them to take pictures, so that I'm going to put on my Instagram status and write whatever I want to write down, because I'm so amazed. You being here has given me more momentum to carry on, because I was telling myself when coming, so Victor, you remember when you started not too long ago and you are here, and I'm also discussing with them our plan next year, because you are here. We'll have to continue at this trajectory to keep pushing forward.
My pleasure.
I'm so happy that you're here. I cannot thank you enough. So guys, our podcast today, you have seen it, is with Catalina Onate, a CEO and a business owner here in Dubai. I hope that you guys learned a lot from this podcast today. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, so that you continue to see her and also see people that will inspire you with their story and their knowledge, please subscribe, share, and add your comment to be part of this community. Thank you, and see you next time.